Preparations. I'm not nervous, though.
Added to Courtney's problems was the sweltering Roman heat, which made every decision a potential flashpoint. The booking of encroachers at free kicks was one of FIFA's more welcome disciplinary measures, but how do you cope when there are another 22 referees on the pitch? By bravely playing the advantage rule, Courtney allowed Schillaci to score a spectacular goal. But then had the near impossible task of breaking up Italian celebrations with a new hymn swamping the stadium. Throughout the tournament, the referees had to decide which injuries were for real, which were strategically feigned. Fortunately, Italy's second goal from substitute Serena posed no questions. Italy were through to face Ireland, and it had been a good night for the referee too. Italy's win allowed them to stay in Rome for their quarter-final, which pleased one young Italian fan in particular, while leaving his mother worried about the rapidly disappearing wallpaper.
E no, Riccardo, scendi dal tavolo con le scarpe.
Un attimo, mamma, sto attaccando il poster.
A junior player with Roma, Riccardo, had been granted a privilege for which most Italian lads would have given up their mopeds: to be a ball boy at the Olympic Stadium.
Zinga, Acconi, Baresi già ce l'ho, Ferrara, Ancelotti, Di Napoli, Giannini già ce l'ho, Baggio, Vialli, Mancini.
For some of the Irish fans, going on to Rome meant giving up jobs, wives, homes. A game against Italy and a chance to see the team meet the Pope? This was once-in-a-lifetime stuff. It was not a night for flat caps. And here's Riccardo, a ball boy with stars in his eyes, sitting by the Italian bench in case his country needs him. Roberto Baggio, whose $13 million transfer to Juventus had made him the most expensive player in history, at last seemed secure of a place in what the Italian press called the team of dreams. Donadoni was back from injury, Schillaci was now unchallenged as striker-in-chief. But Ireland had visions of their own glory. Hindered occasionally by a linesman's decision, Here, McGrath's run is called offside. After 17 minutes, Baggio's sinuous dribble set up Donadoni for a shot Bonner could only parry. And Schillaci pounced again. The Italian press had not been exaggerating. But the Irish were proving to be the most resilient team in Italy and battled back. Italy desperately needed a second goal and nearly got it from Schillaci's thunderous free kick. Italian manager Vicini aged by the second. A minute to go, and Schillaci is denied by another dubious offside decision. Italy go through by the narrowest of margins. The Irish are out, but the whole country is queuing up to kiss their feet. And Riccardo gets to pat his hero, Giannini. Ireland's World Cup may be over, but for St. Jack, his squad, and the fans, the party is just beginning. Time to go home, Joe. Time to go home. Italy's reward was a dubious one. A semi-final against Argentina in Naples, Maradona's adopted city. Maradona had played politics before the game, trying to divide the local support. But it backfired as the tifosi put patriotism before provincialism. The Italian team feared Maradona as a player. He had taken Napoli to 2 titles. They knew his strengths, he knew their weaknesses. He was the enemy within. Carlos Bilardo, the Argentinian manager, was an easy target for the anxiety of the Italian fans. They were already bemused by Vicini's decision to restore Vialli and leave Baggio on the bench. Had the manager forgotten Baggio's astonishing goal against Czechoslovakia? The whole country came to a standstill, and around the world, more than 800 million people tuned in for what promised to be an epic battle of wills.
Dove sono in teoria finora lo hanno dimostrato, più deboli gli argentini che non in zona centrale.
Tutto è pronto, Botrò, fischia di...
Mettilo, diciamo, dai, Bruno, rimani lì, rimani stretto sul Casteldellomo.
La semifinale del campionato del mondo, gara eliminazione diretta tra le nazionali d'Italia ed Argentina.
Italy took the initiative after 17 minutes. Vialli's thumping volley is saved, but Schillaci, who else, scores his 5th goal of the tournament. Schillaci has the eyes of a hawk. Argentina will not grant Schillaci such freedom again. And then they begin to test the referee's judgment. Despite their lead, Italy could not settle. Driven on by Maradona, Argentina began to feed off Italy's anxiety. As the Neapolitan night darkened, so did the match. The level of physical intimidation rose like scum on a tide and slowly threatened to swamp the match. Gradually, Maradona pushed his team forward. Italy's nerves were shredded when Zenga came for a cross and was beaten by Carnigia's flick. The whole of Italy felt a sickening dread.
Il pallone mette fuori tempo Zenga.
Vicini sent on first Serena and then Baggio to stiffen Italy's resolve. But why not their hard man, Ancelotti? Goicoechea, who grew bigger with each game, saved everything that Italy threw at him.